Imagine lush green grass with crystal clear dewdrops gilding across the blades, brushed through by the passing cool breeze. Lovely clear blue sky with the marshmallow clouds just hanging out there, as if ready to be picked and popped. The sound of the birds chirping and singing and making all kinds of sounds through the burst of the morning glow. You must have experienced all of them, haven't you? But what if I tell you, there is no such thing ever to exist? All these are nothing but the figments of your own imaginations, a show that your brain has put up, just for you. So, is the brain actually lying to you? Hello friends, and welcome again to my channel. I am your friend and host Nitan, and we are ready to deep dive into your brain. These are your brain's dirty little secrets, the 5 blind spots controlling your life. You won't believe number 3. You must have seen the coin magic trick. See that? Your eyes miss the trick. But here's the scary part. Your brain misses bigger things every day, like why you really made that bad decision, or why you remember things that never happened. Today we're holding up a mirror to your mind's blind spots. By the end of this video, you'll never trust your brain the same way again. Blind spot number 1. The confidence deception, Dunning-Kruger effect. Imagine a bad singer auditioning for American Idol, then arguing with judges. Meet Dave. He's terrible at singing, but in his mind, he's the next Adele. This isn't arrogance, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. As per the studies, the less skilled you are, the more your brain overestimates your ability. Why? Because recognizing mistakes requires the same skills you lack. In a research at the University of California, it was found that 80% of drivers rated themselves above average, which is mathematically impossible. Ever argued with someone who was clearly wrong but so confident? Now you know why. Mind-blowing fact. The smarter you get, the more you doubt yourself. That's why experts say, "I don't know" often. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias where people with low ability at a task overestimate their competence, while experts underestimate theirs. Why this happens? Well, the reason is obvious once you know the reason. It is in order to recognize your mistakes, you need the same skills you do not have. Thus, you cannot be critical of something you have no idea about, and hence incompetence creates a double curse. You suck and you don't know you suck. The 4 stages of Dunning-Kruger. The first one is something we like to call the peak of Mount Stupid. People who say I'm a genius at this are often in reality clueless, but wildly confident. We all must have known that one guy who's never cooked, but is very good at improving a chef's recipe and burns the kitchen down. A more familiar and relevant example would be internet commenters arguing with scientists about vaccines. 2. Valley of despair. Wait, yes, I'm terrible. While in reality, the person saying such a thing has already learned enough to see how much they don't know. How to fix it 1. Embrace the fact that you don't know, and there will always be something that you will never be able to know. This is not about the limitations you have, it is about the vastness of the things that are there to be known, to be experienced. And trust me, it is the very first step to getting smarter. 2. Seek brutal feedback. Ask, what am I bad at? This one might be a bit difficult initially though, as people might not give honest feedbacks as they do not want to offend you, but slowly and steadily when they realize that you are interested in building real value for yourself and others, they will start to open up. 3. This one, and probably one of my most favorite one on the entire list. Study the greats. Learning from the greats and about their works not only gives you edge over others, but it'll humble you fast. It keeps you honest to your own growth, and it is somehow relatable to the first point. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't about stupidity, it's about ignorance. And the cure for ignorance is curiosity. Blind spot number 2. The memory manipulator or the false memories. Remember your 8th birthday? That memory might be 50% fiction. Your brain edits memories like a movie director, cutting, adding, even inserting fake scenes. Every time you recall something, your brain resaves it with new edits. In 2002, 7,000 people remembered seeing footage of Flight 93 crashing on 9/11. But that footage never existed. Parents who swear they never played favorites often misremember, treating kids unfairly. Try this. Text a sibling. Remember that time Dad took us to Disney? If they say yes, surprise, it never happened. The memory manipulator. How your brain fools you with false memories. What if I told you your most cherished memories could be lies? You can swear something happened. You even feel it, but it never did. This is not science fiction. It's neuroscience. And in this video, we uncover how your brain creates false memories, stories that feel real but aren't. What are false memories? False memories are recollections of things that never happened or happened differently than you remember. Memory is not a recording. It's a reconstruction. Every time you recall something, your brain rebuilds the story using real pieces and imagined parts. Example, you remember going to a zoo as a kid. The animals, the smells, the heat. Only your parents say you never went. That's a false memory, crafted from photos, stories, and your imagination. The science of false memory. In a famous study, Loftus showed participants a video of a car crash, then asked, how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? Another group was asked the same question, but with the word bumped. Result, people who heard smashed not only gave higher speed estimates, they recalled broken glass that didn't exist. Thus, language doesn't just influence memory, it rewires it. How your brain builds false memories. Imagination inflation is a theory which suggests that the more you imagine something, the more real it feels. And due to the misinformation effect, new info changes with what you believe you saw. So you just remember the event, but not where it came from. You might remember your first kiss under a cherry tree, but in reality, it was next to a parking lot. Your brain chose the more romantic backdrop. The Mandela Effect and shared false memories. Thousands of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s, but he didn't. He died in 2013. These collective false memories show that repetition, media, and emotion can implant memories on a mass scale. Why false memories matter. Wrongful convictions often rely on confident but mistaken eyewitnesses, and our justice system is vulnerable to memory manipulation. You might fight over who said what and both believing you're right, but neither version is accurate. In some cases, people recover memories that aren't real. This doesn't mean trauma isn't real, but how memory works matters. Being confident in a memory doesn't make it true. How to defend against memory manipulation. Question certainty. If you're sure about something, ask, how do I know this? Document key moments. Use photos, notes, journals. Avoid leading language, especially when asking others questions. Seek cross-checks. Compare memories with others, but carefully. Be emotionally aware. Ask, is this what happened or how I felt it happen? Your memories are not files in a cabinet. They're stories constantly rewritten by your brain and emotion, by time, by other people. But false memories don't make you broken. They make you human. But if you want to live with clarity, compassion, and self-awareness, you must understand your memory can lie to you. If this video made you question something you were sure about, drop a like in the comments. Then share this with someone whose memory always wins the argument. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into your mind every week. Blind spot number 3, the emotion eraser, the repressed feelings. Imagine a man yelling, "I'm not angry," while punching a wall. Meet your brain's emotion trash bin. When feelings are too painful, like shame or grief, your brain deletes them, but they leak out in weird ways. It is a scientifically proven fact that trauma survivors often forget events, but their bodies remember the panic attacks and the chronic pain that they suffered. We all know that friend who got over her divorce suddenly hates her new partner's laugh because it sounds like her ex or kid who was told, "Boys don't cry," grows into a man who can't explain why they feel numb. Unexpressed anger doesn't vanish. It becomes depression, passive aggression, or that random Monday meltdown. The emotion eraser and repressed feelings. How hiding your feelings hurts you. Imagine a device that could erase painful emotions. No more sadness, anger, or fear. Sounds like a superpower, right? But what if I told you your brain already does this? and it's destroying you from the inside and exposing you to explosive meltdowns, self-sabotage, lost relationships. What is the emotion eraser? The emotion eraser is repression, your mind's way of stuffing down feelings it can't handle. But those feelings don't disappear, they rot. You laugh off insults at work, then snap at your pet. That's not patience, it's emotional debt piling up. I'm over it often means I've buried it alive, and buried feelings dig their way out through cravings, panic attacks, or numbness. How it backfires. Repression turns you into a ticking bomb. Ever met someone who never gets angry until they quit their job out of nowhere? Unexpressed grief leaks out in weird places, a song, a smell. Suddenly you're crying over a toothpaste jingle. The more you deny anger, the more it controls you. Ever criticize someone for overreacting while your fists were clenched? How to delete the eraser. You don't need to erase emotions, you need to metabolize them. Here's how. One name, it to tame. It remember this vagueness is repression, specificity is power too. Move the emotion through you. Anger needs motion, sadness needs tears, stagnant feelings poison you. 3, the 5-minute rule. Set a timer, let the feeling flood you. Watch it pass like a storm. Your feelings aren't your enemy, they're your compass. Stop erasing, start feeling, before the explosion or the implosion. Blind spot number 4, the bias factory or confirmation bias. When a news channel shows the same event differently, your brain is a biased news anchor, only reporting stories that agree with your beliefs. This is because we ignore facts that prove us wrong and hug facts that prove us right. It feels like research, but it's self-flattery. Ever Googled, is coffee bad for you? Congrats, you found proof for any answer. Try this. Next political debate, count how many times you think that's stupid versus, good point. Your brain is a detective, but it only collects evidence that agrees with its story. Meet confirmation bias, the mental shortcut that turns you into a biased judge, juror, and executioner of the truth. What is confirmation bias? Confirmation bias is your tendency to seek, interpret, and remember information that confirms what you already believe, while ignoring or twisting anything that challenges it. If you distrust Big Pharma, you'll devour anti-vax stories but scoff at peer-reviewed studies. Your brain cherry-picks proof like a grocery shopper, grabbing only the junk food. If you suspect your partner, suddenly a high feels cold, and a missed call proves guilt. Reality gets edited to fit your fears. Why your brain loves this bias. Your brain didn't evolve for accuracy, it evolved for efficiency. Confirming beliefs feels safe, questioning them feels like a threat. Ever notice how I knew it follows wins, but bad luck follows losses? We rewrite history to protect our genius. Once you believe in flat Earth, every NASA photo looks fake. The bias snowballs until dissent feels like a personal attack. How to defeat confirmation bias. You can't delete the bias, but you can outsmart it. Train your brain to hunt for truth, not comfort one. The devil's advocate rule for every opinion, force yourself to defend the opposite. If you're liberal, read conservative takes. Give equal chance to the opposing view and opinion. The 3 strikes test list. 3 pieces of evidence that disprove your belief. If you can't, you're not searching, you're cherry picking. 3, embrace the oops. Admit when you're wrong. Wrongness isn't failure, it's the cost of upgrading your mind. Confirmation bias keeps you trapped in a mental prison. But the key is simple. Seek disproof, not proof. The truth isn't always comfortable, but it's always freeing. The truth is out there, but are you brave enough to see it? Blind spot number 5, the social mirror myth, how others see you. Imagine a job candidate bragging in an interview while the interviewer cringes. You think you're funny, your co-workers think you're annoying. Who's right? Hint, not you. We judge ourselves by intentions and others judge us by results. A study found 70% of people rate themselves more likable than average, which is impossible. That funny comment you made? The room didn't laugh. They froze in secondhand embarrassment. The social mirror myth, how others really see you. You walk through life convinced everyone's judging you, but what if the mirror you're using is broken? Meet the social mirror myth, the lie that how you think others see you is how they actually see you. The myth exposed your brain hallucinates judgments. Why? Because you're hyper-aware of yourself, but most people are too busy thinking about themselves. We all have had that embarrassing Zoom meeting moment when someone accidentally unmutes while burping. You panic, replaying it for days. You think you're the main character in their story. Newsflash, you're a background extra in theirs. While your insecurity screams loser, while others see human being. Why the mirror lies? Your self-view is a selfie camera, zoomed in on flaws no one else notices. Others see the wide-angle shot, context, vibes, humanity. Your cringe is someone else's relief. Awkwardness is often connection in disguise. You fixate on the 1% flaw, they're thrilled by the 99% fit. Smashing the mirror. You can't break the mirror, but you can see through it. Try this. 1. The 5-second rule. No one lingers on your mistakes as long as you do. Count 5 seconds. The moment's gone. 2. The spotlight survey. Ask. You'll realize your fatal flaws are forgettable or fictional. The switcheroo. You judge others gently, but yourself brutally. Swap the standard. The truth? Nobody's holding a mirror up to you. They're too busy looking at their own. The prison is unlocked. Walk out. Ask one trusted person, what's one thing I don't realize about myself? Then say thank you, no excuses. How to fight back a detective inspecting clues, then a light bulb turning on. Your brain won't stop lying, but you can become a mental detective. 3 tools. The alien test. Would an alien think this belief makes sense? Emotional autopsies. Why did that small thing piss me off so much? Seek discomfort. Follow one person who disagrees with you and listen. The truth will piss you off before it sets you free. Smash like if you're questioning your whole life. Comment yes if you caught your brain lying. Share to ruin someone's delusions. Thank you for watching. Keep learning.